Hello, everyone. My name is Jamal Jackson, and today I will get the experience to tell you about Genderlect, which is from Module 11. I will also discuss what rapport and report are and how they relate to us, and give some examples from within my family. The term Genderlect was coined by a woman named Deborah Tannen, and she used this as the way the conversation of men and women aren't right or wrong or superior or inferior, but that they are just different. She said that to her they are often like different cultures. For instance, if there was a Japanese and German person having a conversation, so men and women would understand the take into consideration the very real differences of one another. The differences that drive much other behavior is that women have a deep drive to seek connection and intimacy, whereas men have a deep drive to seek status. This can affect us in our everyday life since on a daily basis you speak to at least one male and one female. It is important to understand the difference on how to understand. Now we have rapport and report that come into play along with this concept. Rapport is the connection that is cultivated between us and the people that we come into contact with. Rapport is the reason why we feel comfortable and trust some, and lack of rapport is why we would feel unease and skepticism with others. This is how we come into a direct understanding with a person's unconscious mind. The purpose of rapport is to speak in a way where people begin to see commonality with you. This kind of conversation is more often cooperative than competitive, where on the other hand, men use this conversation as a means to establish power and prominence. Rapport is Report is the way that they achieve this. Generally speaking, rapport is a relationship of mutual trust and respect, and report is a piece of information describing or account of certain events given or presented to someone. It is very important to know the difference between the two since it goes hand in hand with the concept of genderlect. I decided to relate this to my personal life within my family because I grew up in a house full of women, so discussing this concept is right up my alley. I grew up in a home with two sisters and my mother. I began to utilize this concept in my life way before I even knew what I was doing. Growing up with women around me 24/7 as a man, I had to do and approach a lot of things differently. Since women and men do think differently and understand differently, you often cannot always speak what is on your mind or even do what you want for that matter. Oftentimes most men do not have that kind of caring nature in them as women would. So when the man were to do something opposite of caring, it may upset a woman or sadden them. I am remembering growing up as a kid, my older sister was going through puberty, and my sister would say things like, "I'm so ugly," or "I need makeup to be pretty," and I would say something like, "You sure do," not knowing her reaction would be negative. But as I got older and learned more about how to speak and listen to women, it has really been beneficial in many ways. In conclusion, I believe that genderlect is a concept that everyone should have equipped within their minds because it can be applied to just about any situation. For instance, such as in a personal setting for you, like a romantic relationship, or a professional setting such as a job interview with your boss, or even in an academic setting like speaking with a tutor of the opposite sex. Understanding the concept of genderlect and the subconcepts rapport and report can change the way you communicate forever. Thank you.